my wife Savannah, she's going to show us the garden. I haven't seen it for 2 weeks. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I'm getting back. I'm seeing it for the first time. So here we go.
Okay, so we had squirrels. This bed was not very successful this year due to the squirrels. They really like broccoli and cauliflower for a reason. But I do have a watermelon that was late. I'm hoping it will thrive. They are more of a hardier plant. They'll survive colder weather better. Over here, if he wants to walk to the fence line, I also maintain Mitchell's garden. I planted his when I planted mine.
Mitchell's our neighbor, our elderly neighbor she takes care of.
Mitchell is, yeah, a client of mine I care for. He's 80 years old. He fell in the garden yesterday, unfortunately. Looks like I got to go over there and see how bad it broke the cucumbers, but I got some cucumbers coming on over there. You can see the red cherry tomatoes. We got a little bit of corn, but this year is kind of the first year I planted over there, so, you know, a learning curve. I'll pull some things, get what I can off of what I do keep, and learn from it and start again next year.
Miranda planted the corn. She put one seed per hole. You're supposed to do like 2 or 3.
So this is probably my most favorite part of growing any type of vegetable is my peppers. I love doing a recipe called cowboy candy with my jalapenos. It is a big hit with a lot of people.
And the jalapeno jam.
And the jalapenos are amazing. And I do jalapeno jam. People love it. I have some pepperoncinis I'm going to try this year. Some Anaheims are there, some bells. And then my habaneros, there's nothing on my habaneros yet over there, but they will come. Habaneros, I've noticed the plants stay smaller. Don't sprout up the way the jalapenos do, which is good. We had a windstorm. It looks like I need to help a jalapeno out, but I got quite a bit of jalapenos going on. I'm super excited about that. So maybe I can do some jams this week. This garden bed is probably been one of my most successful when I've grown in it, but I've never put tomatoes in it. I put tomatoes in it this year. I don't know what got into these two. I noticed yesterday they were starting to wilt. I don't know if the moles got the roots or if I got a bug or whatever, but I'll pull them to give the rest to thrive. In here we have some atomic cherry tomatoes. They are phenomenal. They are a heirloom.
They're awesome.
Carl loves them to death.
The color
is amazing. Cool. I think it's so neat to see purple tomatoes and people be like, what?
Right here. This one's red, kind of mostly. They're mostly red.
Owie.
But they do.
This guy needs to get pinned up. If he don't get pinned up, I'm going to
delicious.
lose those big tomatoes.
Delicious.
Look at that. I need to pin him.
Mm-hmm.
There's some string in there.
Not right now. We'll get it later.
Babe, it's going to break if I set it down.
Oh, that's fine.
So, I have never vertical grown. I know I'm not going to say I never. I tried some pallet vertical growing in Idaho with cucumbers. Carl kind of was, that's not going to work. And it was successful. I really liked the fact that my cucumbers weren't yellow because they weren't on the ground. So once again, I don't know why I do this every year, but I do. I don't even really celebrate Halloween, but I do like fall time because of the leaves changing colors. It's the most beautiful time of the season, so I always do pumpkins. I always plant way too many pumpkins whenever I plant.
And then they take over.
And then they take over. But I was told pumpkins can vertical grow. I did not believe it because of the weight of them, but I am watching these things just amazingly grow up this cage that we put up this year. I have a cantaloupe in the midst of it. Poor little guy, I'll be lucky if he survives with all the pumpkins. Hey, it's fine, Miranda. Just hit ignore. Go. We're doing a video. So if you look at this, it's pretty neat. You come through the arch that Carl put up for me, and you can easily not have to get on your knees to pick your produce. I suggest vertical growing if elderly people are going to continue to do gardens as they get older. It will benefit them to continue to have a garden, one. And two, you don't have to have it as big as this. You can do it easily in a little raised garden bed that Carl built for his sister. Lesson learned, companion planting. I was told green beans and cucumbers were companion plants. They were, but we don't know. Well, I don't know if I have something eating the roots, but I am starting to lose some of my stuff in this bed. This bed has been successful in the past, so I'm a little confused, but this year wasn't really so much I'm going to harvest as so much I'm going to experiment on how to vertical grow. And as you can see, I think it's just so cool. It just looks so cool.
It's cool.
I think if the pumpkins would come up a little bit more, and then it
well,
be
you could
all,
train them
yeah,
to go
they're
that way,
coming,
right?
they're coming, they're coming.
Oh, I got you.
And it all be enclosed. It would just be neat to look up, and if Carl points up, it just, you know, much easier picking. It just looks amazing. It kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
These are 16-foot cattle panels bent over. So yeah, it's cool. As you can see, the green beans a lot of them are a little overripe, but there's still some good ones right here. Delicious. Anyway.
And then on this side, I did tomatoes, some more tomatoes. I like to make salsa. I like to do my own tomato paste. I like to do chili. But like then again, in Idaho, I had on a limited amount of space to do what I wanted. Here, I am not so fortunate. So I try to utilize my space as much as possible, but obviously this year I overplanted in a lot of areas and learned that just be grateful and really, really don't try to compact, because you're going to end up not having as much thrive the way they should, or you're going to have stuff start to die because they're taking nutrients from the other plants. So lesson learned. Next year I have an idea on how I'll do things a little different, but yeah, that's the garden. I hope you guys enjoyed.
How was the greenhouse? Did it help any?
The greenhouse, yes. So I started seeds from inside. I actually started some flowers for a friend at church after I was planting in the garden, and Carl will throw a picture of how her plants are doing in that bed. They have taken off. I'm not a really big fan of flowers. I never have been, but it was pretty cool to be able to grow them from seed.
Oh, he got the ball.
Oh no. How do you do that?
All right, thank you for showing us the garden.
You're welcome. You're gonna have to get another ball. Did you air that
What'd
up?
you do? What'd you do, Trooper? Did you get the ball off the string?
Is he okay?
Yeah, he just tore the string. I hope so. I don't know.
Well, don't let him chew on that. He'll put a hole in it.
There probably is a hole in it already.
You're gonna need to get another ball. What happened to your toy, buddy?
He finally got it. He's been trying to get it for months, weeks. All right, that's it, guys. Our garden, how it's doing, looks well. The tomatoes taste delicious. The green beans are delicious. Ones aren't overdone, but yeah, we're just having fun with it, really. Lots of fun with it, I think.
Yeah, we are. Like I said, I had unlimited space to grow in Idaho. I was more like, it has to be right or it's not gonna go. And out here I've been able to just take a step back in life and just kind of have fun with growing. It doesn't matter what I get out of it. I'll use what I can, and what I can't use, then it's a learning curve on how to help people maybe be more successful in small garden growing.
Yeah, so in California, I bought some redwood seeds. I'm very skeptical on whether they're going to work or not, but we're going to grow them, and then if you guys see the tallest tree in tree taller than any other tree in Sturgis, you know where we live.
So
in 20
on
years
that note,
or so.
we were eating some cherries and peaches one time.
Oh yeah.
And Carl's like, "Oh, can we harvest the seeds?" And I'm like, "You can't harvest a seed out of a store-bought cherry and peach." But we jumped online. I can't remember who we watched, but they told us how to harvest the seed. So we did it that way. We put it in paper towel, a little wet, and stored it in my refrigerator for like a year in the crisp room.
It was like 6 months.
And I pulled them out and they were sprouting. So I hurried and I put them into containers. I can't tell you what is what, but we have had successful.
I think it's peach. All 3 of them are peaches.
3 possibly peach or maybe
cherries
cherry.
Didn't come up.
I think one was sprouted. I'm not sure. But the rest did not come up, but there you go. You can actually grow a peach tree from a peach bought in the store.
I don't know how the variety works because, like I said, if you grow an apple, if you take an apple seed, a tree will come up, but most likely it's not going to be like a gala or a yellow delicious or whatever. It's just going to be some weird, nasty apple usually. I don't know if that's the same with the maple trees over there and the peach trees or not. I don't know. But
it's going to be interesting to see what it does when it does come up. I was just super excited that, everyone, I was told from a kid, you can't grow anything from a seed you get something out of the store. And this is obviously, you can. It's successful.
It's free
doable.
to do.
It's free.
Just take some time. And we're fortunate Sturgis here has a compost place where we can get this awesome compost for free.
Yeah, and then I never thought I would have a garden or be able to grow, and it's been awesome to learn new things. And
when did you first garden? First year we were married?
The first year we were married, yeah. So
was it the first year?
Yeah, because we bought the house in October 17, and so we had the garden ready to go in summer of 18. So in Idaho, I had probably, I don't know how many acres.
You had a lot of big gardens.
I had a lot of big gardens in Idaho. My poor kids, they were out there weeding. They hated it when summer came around.
It's really good for them.
Thank you guys for joining us. Carl's, I imagine, getting ready to do a live stream.
Yep. I'm going to set up the live stream.
So thanks.
We'll get back to it.